Notice there's a bottle behind me. So good to see you, whether you're here live or on the replay. You are always welcome here in this world of poetry and poetry love and all that good stuff. I wanted to tell you, excuse me for a second. I wanted to share with this book with you. It's called Fearless Poetry in Perilous Times by former poet laureate of the United States, Tracy K. Smith. I've really been having a lot of fun with this book for how she describes poetry. And I wanted to kick off with this opening paragraph because it is so, I feel like it's so rich and vibrant. By the way, if you're just joining us, if you'd like to let us know, let me know. I'm the only one of us. Let me know that you're here. Have a little conversation in the comments if you'd like. That's always welcome. And when we get to the poems, if you'd like to comment, hey, Kay and Ro, if you'd like to comment on any particular line, sometimes people who love poetry do that. And I understand if poetry is not your jam, this may be the only time that you hear poetry. And I think that's pretty cool, actually. So this is, a poem is a tool for careful listening. So throughout my reading life, poems have greeted me with what feels like urgent compassion. When I'm lost or afraid, the speakers of poems assure me that my feelings are nothing to hide from or deny. Indeed, that vulnerability, uncertainty, and even desperations are not only signs of life, but tools for moving forward toward courage, hope, and purpose. I just love that because that's what poetry does for me. I was today I had choir practice before this. That's what I do before I come in here. And I'm tired. I had a very busy day yesterday in New York City, running around. And it was great fun. And it was tiring too. And that also reminded me of Ryan Gosling, who I saw yesterday. Project Hail Mary went to the premiere, the New York City premiere. Fantastic. But he is really a great person. And one of the things that his collaborators kept saying was how well he listens. And that made me think of poetry and how poetry is made to be spoken aloud. So when you come into these lives, whether you're here live or on the replay, and you're listening to the words, you may get something you hadn't expected. And even when I'm tired and I show up anyway, I feel like that is also honoring the poet, the poetry itself, and you all. I want to start with a spring poem. I wrote down some spring poems today, not by me, but by other poets. Because, it's spring tomorrow. It's spring tomorrow. I'm so excited about spring. Any of you seeing signs of spring in your neighborhoods? I'd love if you put that in the comments. What are you seeing spring like in your neck of the woods? When I was walking to choir practice, I saw crocuses, little purple ones. I had a great time yesterday, as I was saying. Seeing Project Hail Mary at the premiere was amazing. I never thought that I would get to do that. Oh yeah, the book was amazing and the movie is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. What a great story. And yeah, so it was one of those, yesterday was one of those days where, and I'm going to save this for save the basic topic for a video down the line, but about saying yes to things. I mentioned that to Kevin today. Or I think it was Kevin, who said, who I said to him that, oh, your hostas are starting to pop. That's cool. When we say yes to things, when we say yes to things, it makes can have such transformative power. And I don't mean those like saying yes to things that we don't really want to do. But for me, it's like when we say yes to something that we might be afraid of, or when we say yes to something that we want to do, but we're not sure how it will fit in. When I first started acting, for example, one of my friends said, how on earth are you going to do that acting thing? And, how are you going to fit that into your life? And I was like, I don't know, I just am. And sure enough, saying yes to that was transformative, to say the least. So let's read a spring poem. This is called The Trees by Philip Larkin. The trees are coming into leaf like something almost being said. The recent buds relax and spread, then greenness is a kind of grief. Is it that they were born again and we grow old? No, they are too. They're No, they die too. Their yearly trick of looking new is written down in rings of grain. Yet still the unresting castles through in full-grown thresh. My handwriting is terrible here. The unresting castles thresh in full-grown thickness every May. Last year is dead, they seem to say. Begin afresh, afresh, afresh. And it's like that. In spring, it's such a new year. Hi, Pam. Sorry I read that poem so poorly. It's my handwriting's fault. But yes, every spring we begin afresh. I know that Pam made a video about it. It was raining in Alberta. That means it's spring. And I love that. I really, really love that. So good to see you. Okay. All right, so we're going to read a poem called A Small Moment by Cornelius Eady, and it's from the same collection I've been reading from. This is the third of James Crew's collections. It's called The Path to Kindness, Poems of Connection and Joy. A small moment. I walk into the bakery next door to my apartment. They're about to pull some sort of toast with cheese from the oven when I ask, "What's that smell?" I am being a poet. I am asking what everyone else in the shop wanted to ask, but somehow couldn't. I'm speaking on behalf of 2 other customers who wanted to buy the name of it. I asked the woman behind the counter for a percentage of her sale. Am I flirting? Am I happy because the days are longer? Here's what she does. She takes her time choosing the slices. I am picking out the good ones, she tells me. It's April 14th. Spring, with 5 to 10 degrees to go. Some days I feel my duty. Some days I love my work. The trees are calling me. You're right. You're right, Kanro. You felt the freshness of that spring rain this morning. My daughter's home in South Jersey has saucer magnolias. I did not know that was such a thing. There's a magnolia tree in the backyard, or it's like a profusion of magnolia. It's like a whole bunch of volunteer magnolia and then a stump of what I believe was an elder magnolia. And it is just so incredible to see the greenness. That stump has fungi on it, and I like to sit in the middle and hang out with my granddaughter. She calls that Granny's stump, which I think is cute. But I noticed when I was there the other day that I'm like, what are those buds? So of course I had to go investigate. I hugged the tree, and then I looked up the tree, and it's a saucer magnolia. So I'm thinking the next time I go down there next week, they might be fully blossoming, which will make me very excited. But that's definitely a sign of spring. All right, so that poem had a spring reference, and I hadn't remembered that. Okay, this is called Ode. I can relate to this. Tell me any of you who can relate to the lines of this poem. Ode by Zoe Higgins. Here's to everything left undone today. Laundry left damp in the machine, the relatives unwrung, the kitchen drawer not sorted. Here's to jeans unpatched and buttons missing, the dirty dishes started. To Christmas cards unsent in March, to emails marked unread and deadlines unaddressed, to every item not crossed off the list, to everything still left, ignored, put off, it is enough. It is enough. And Kay and Ro also have a magnolia out back. Do you know what kind of magnolia it is? The tulip magnolia in Bakersfield, those start blossoming in February. Well, and there the spring is in February. So they also are an early blossomer. And this magnolia, the saucer magnolia, Catherine's, is also, it's like one of the first things coming out. So, but I love that ode to things left undone, because I seem to always have things left undone. Okay. How about Sunday and Thursday? Sunday and Thursday. All of those. Okay, how about Sunday by January Gill O'Neill? You are the start of the week or the end of it, and according to the Beatles, you creep in like a nun. You are the second full day the kids have been away with their father, the second full day of an empty house. Sunday, I've missed you. I've been sitting in the backyard with a glass of Pinot waiting for your arrival. Did you know the first 100s are turning red in the garden? The sweet 100s are turning red in the garden, but the lettuce has grown too bitter to eat. I am looking up at the bluest sky I have ever seen. Cerulean blue, a heavy sky no one else would believe I was under. You are my witness. No day is promised. You are absolution. You are my unwritten to-do list, my dishes in the sink, my brownie breakfast, my braless day. Sunday. Oh, the white flower one. Yeah, I think that's the saucer. I think so. I think so. We're going to take care of that. I think. There we go. That feels better. John, Paul, George, and Ringo said, you creep in like a nun. Sunday. You creep in like a nun. I do not know that song that says so, but if January Gill says it, I'll buy that. Oh, cerulean blue. I said that word. I'm like, I'm hoping I'm saying it correctly. There may be different pronunciations for that description of blue. I don't know, but also for me, Sundays are usually among the most hectic days of the week. And when my children were little, they were really rough. And in fact, when Catherine worked at the church next door, my Sundays were very frenetic until about 3 o'clock. And then I got in the tradition of taking drives on Sundays after the baby went home with Catherine, because once they walked in the door, it was like, boom, very hectic. So between being pastor's mom, member of the choir, active member of the church, it's a lot. So anyway, hi, Mike. It's good to see you. Hello. Okay, we're going to, since we had Sunday, there's a poem about Thursday and then a poem on lightness. All right, here we go. Thursday Morning by Laura Grace Weldon. Darkness frees me to stand night-gowned on the porch, watch the dogs merge into shadow, snuffle, reappear. I stretch, inhale summer's warm weight, imagine staying in this spot while what has to be done swirls by undone. I imagine a taproot growing down my spine, out my feet, through the porch floor and deep underground, rootlets reaching all directions. Imagine remaining here so long I fade from sight, although everyone crossing this portal pauses as they pass through my arms. I like that. That's Thursday morning. It's interesting how days of the work take on a different texture, isn't it? Since Laura also wrote about porches, I wanted to remind you all that I do have a live schedule tomorrow morning at 8:30 if you're available. I will be out on the porch drinking coffee and chatting about spring, because tomorrow is spring equinox, which means that spring comes to us officially tomorrow morning. So, and Pam, thank you. Pam is driving using speech to text. I do the same thing. Sometimes my speech to text turns out insane looking. So maybe it's because I speak too quickly and I need to be better at my enunciation. Thank you for liking this video, and I really appreciate y'all chatting together. Because it is spring, this poem is about, let's see. No, I don't want to read that one. All right, this one is called Song by Tracy K. Smith. She's the same one who wrote this book about poetry, former poet laureate in the United States, Fearless Poetry in Perilous Times. I'm going to have to buy this because it's like every sentence in this book I want to read over and over again, so I might have to buy it. I consider the library sometimes is my, it's where I rent books before I buy them. Ooh, oh, that's fantastic though. You're driving to the AT and PA. Wow. I was thinking of you guys, and I was wondering sometime in the summer, I was thinking I would love to be a trail angel, and I'd love to be a trail angel somewhere along the AT. So believe it or not, I've never done that. Never done the trail angel thing yet. It's time. So this is called Song by Tracy K. Smith. I think of your hands all those years ago, learning to maneuver a pencil or struggling to fasten a coat. The hands you'd sit on in class, the nails you chewed absently, the clumsy authority with which they'd sail to the air when they knew you knew the answer. I think of them lying empty at night, of the fingers wrangling something from your nose or buried in the cave of your ear. All the things dated cautiously, pointedly, obedient to the suddenest whim, their shames, how they failed, what they won't forget year after year or now, resting on the wheel or the edge of your knee. I try to decide what they feel when they wake up and discover my body is near. Before touch, pushing off the ledge of the easy quiet dancing between us. I like that. The lifespan of the hand. See, poets, we can write about anything. I think I've told you about my coffee series. I know, the AT is so close to me. I was thinking of tucking myself in right up the street. I thought that would be a fun one to do. And then, of course, Deckertown Turnpike would be a fun one to do. So, and I'm not sure, and I'm going to need to keep an eye on the thru hikers who I'm following. Or actually, there's one guy who talks all about thru hikers, and he kind of shows where the bubble of hikers is. So, Pam, I'm glad to know that I'm not alone with not having the greatest voice to text. Okay. I didn't have time to curate my poems, so. All right, I will read this one by Ross Gay. If you don't know the poet Ross Gay, he is incredible, and he is a fantastic poet performer. So if you ever have a chance to watch him at work, but this is very short. I wish I could remember what his book is called, but he has like a whole bunch of poems about gratitude. This is one of them. It's called Thank You. If you find yourself half naked and barefoot in the frosty grass, hearing again the earth's great sonorous moan that says, you are the air of the now and gone, that says all you love will turn to dust and will meet you there, do not raise your fist. Do not raise your small voice against it, and do not take cover. Instead, curl your toes into the grass, watch the cloud ascending from your lips, walk through the garden's dormant splendor. Say only thank you. Thank you. See what I mean about that guy? How about Forsythia? Forsythia Springflower by Barbara Crooker. Barbara Crooker. That'd be really hard if you could not say your R's. Barbara Crooker. My little Emma for a long time could not say her R's. Yeah, right, Mike. Yeah, so Mike, you can start reading poetry in your videos. Wouldn't that be fun? But seriously, thank you. Oh, I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you. So when I came back after my road trip, some of the ladies here from the church had left me a bag of goodies and a flag or a balloon that said welcome home. And one was a forsythia bulb. And when it started flowering, the scent in my home was just incredible. So this is called Forsythia. What must it feel like after months of existing as bare brown sticks? All the reasonable hope of blossoming lost, to suddenly, one warm April morning, burst into wild yellow song Hundreds of tiny prayer flags rippling in the still cold wind, the only flash of color in the dull yard, these small scraps of light. Something we might hold on to. Forsythia. There's a poem here called It Doesn't Take Much. All of this flowers and trees, I read it as It Doesn't Take Mulch. But no, I was reading that wrong. Yes, that would be fun. It would be really fun if I could meet one of my through hiker friends as they were hiking by. I wouldn't want to freak them out, but they might. I was saying some of the through hikers, if you don't follow them on YouTube, I've been following the 2026 crew, some of them. And some of them, their videos get so many views and they have so many comments. I don't know how I know a lot of them don't even try to keep up. But wow, it's pretty intense how much. And some of them just don't hardly get any. Okay, this is I cannot pass up this poem. This poem's by Ellen Bass and it's called The Thing Is. This reminds me, last week I read a poem by Naomi Shihab Nye. This reminds me of that poem about kindness. The poem from last week was, You Don't Know What Kindness Is. This one is called The Thing Is. To love life, to love it, even when you have no stomach for it, and everything you've held dear crumbles like burnt paper in your hands, your throat filled with the silt of it. When grief sits with you, its tropical heat thickening the air, heavy as water, more fit for gills than lungs. When grief weights you down like your own flesh, only more of it, an obesity of grief, you think, how can a body withstand this? Then you hold life, like a face between your palms. A plain face, no charming smile, no violet eyes, and you say yes. Yes. I will take you. I will love you again. For the grievers among us, I have felt that. I have felt that. When we take life back, as plain and ordinary and rough as it is. Okay, let's see. All right, so with spring coming up, we'll get a little preview for tomorrow, since Kay and Ro won't be there. One of the things we're going to talk about tomorrow is if you have anything going on in spring, or any hopes for spring, or any plans, any ideas, anything that's holding your attention that you'd like to comment, that'd be great. I actually started, usually in the past I've done like seasonal bucket lists, which are things that I kind of wish and hope for, but I don't know if I'll have space for it. And lately I feel like the things that I've gotten to experience, I didn't even know to want them. That might sound strange. But so many of the fantastic experiences that I've had lately, I think were just gifts. That's not like GIFs, but gifts, GIFTS, gifts. Presents. Okay. Also, during this live stream, my son texted me. It was a distraction. I don't know if you could see that I got distracted by a text from him. Okay. So yesterday when I was in New York City and I was hanging out with my good friend Ryan Gosling, that's what I kept saying. My friend Ryan invited me to go to the premiere. My friend Ryan invited me to go to his premiere of Project Hail Mary. And I mean, that's that's just wild. Did I ever think that I would be going to a New York City premiere of So Amazingly? Oh, you're planning to widen your front porch this spring? Wow, that's a project I can definitely get behind. Widening a front porch. That's great. It's really great. Okay. I want to get outside as much as possible. Um, I would like to watch more sunsets this winter or this spring. I used to in Bakersfield routinely go out and watch sunsets. I know Ryan really is a good guy. One of the funny stories that I started to tell on a walking video, one of my morning walks, was my first year working at the high school here. This is so Californian. I literally looked at my coworkers and I said, "Is there a good place to watch fireflies here? Like, where can I see the fireflies?" As if there was like one special place where fireflies congregated. And they looked at me so confused. And they were like, "Well, kind of anywhere." But I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So, oh, the sun goes down too late where Mike is. And K and Row, that will be your project, Hail Mary. Yeah, doing widening the front porch. You can do it. You can do it. Go see the movie and you'll be inspired. And yeah, Mike says, "Me too, but the sun goes down too late. Another reason I do not like daylight savings. I tried to make it to bed by 8, but the sun will go down till 9:30. Hey, hi Jennifer, how are you? Good to see you. Mike, that is super late. You must be, are you in Canada? I thought you were in the US. Or I guess if you're in the north, like, I guess the sun goes down pretty late here too, but I think in the, like, I know in Washington State, my friend lives up there and the sun goes down really late. Alaska, the sun goes down really late. So, but yeah, I definitely want to watch more sunsets. And I was mentioning the fireflies because when I watch the sunset here in New Jersey, I get to see fireflies because I'm out there watching the sunset. So that really appeals to me. So, okay. Okay. I'm trying to find, okay, how to wake. There's 2 about waking up. Okay, here we go. This is a really cool one for the bird lovers in the group. You miss fireflies, Jennifer? I love them. Are there fireflies in Alaska? Oh my goodness. Pam is giving us a word image, which is like poetry. She's saying, "I wish you could see where I'm driving right now. It's prairie and there are very high winds, so clouds are making all kinds of designs, and there's a beautiful mountain range to my right." That's lovely. There's no fireflies in Alaska. It does sound so beautiful. I love prairie. I love prairie. Okay, so this is called Wake Up. It's by Alice Wolfe Gilborn. On the radio this morning, they played something truly remarkable. The sound of unknown birds around the world awakening to first light, starting in the east at dawn, going west. Hoots, howls, warbles, then riffs and trilled as another contingent, another continent woke up, until I could feel the earth itself turning with its brocade and bristle of trees and music, that strange and lovely communion of birds. I wished and failed to name them. Miffed, I let other thoughts jump in. What are they doing? Why were they singing? For mates? For space? For joy? I heard only myself, my mind a darting squirrel making a din while the dawning music slowly died. Maybe it's time to listen, to think sunrise, birds, trees, earth turn, to sing a little song at daybreak. It's good to see Kelly here. Hi, Kelly. Good to see you. So fun to see you all showing up. I so appreciate your presence here on my live. Oh my goodness, I've been going for half an hour. All right, we'll go for about 5 more minutes. We're talking about, well, we're reading poetry here, but I do have another spring poem to read. I think I'll read that one now. I'm going to make sure I can read my handwriting this time. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? That's the one that I just, about the birds. Wake Up by Alice Wolfe Gilborn. I think it would be so amazing to just listen to bird song as we go across the world. Today, on my way to choir again, I heard the most glorious cardinal singing. I mean, cardinals are beautiful singers anyway, but it makes me wonder if they probably do sing different songs depending upon what's happening in the bird world. You know, that cardinal could be looking for someone to partner up with. I don't know, because I can't translate cardinal talk, but oh, it's beautiful. Okay, I think I can read this. This is by William Blake, and it's called Merrily We Welcome in the Year. Now, something that I was just talking about in my book club is that March used to be the beginning of the year back in the day. And so it makes sense that these people are calling it. And I mean, William Blake was around in the 19th century. My grandmother convinced me that we were related to William Blake. I thought it was William Blake, the poet. And this guy, he's also an artist, a visual artist. But I believed that I was related to this William Blake. Turns out I was related to William Blake, who was a farmer in Iowa. Not William Blake, the English poet. So here we go. Merrily we welcome in the air. Sound the flute. Now it's mute. Birds delight day and night. Nightingale in the dale, lark in sky. Merrily, merrily, merrily to welcome the year. Little boy full of joy, little girl sweet and small, cock does crow, so do you, merry voice, infant noise, merrily, merrily to welcome the year. I love William Blake. One time I went to see some of his prints in Los Angeles, and when I was living in Los Angeles, and I invited my friend Maria, and I said, Maria, I'm going to invite you to go see this William Blake exhibit with me, but I need to ask you, do you really like William Blake? Because if you don't really like William Blake, I don't want you to go, because I love William Blake, and I need someone to go with me who will nerd out as much as I am. So, okay. This is another bird song kind of poem, which is perfect for spring. Spring starts tomorrow officially. It's called Dawn Callers. The dawn callers and morning bringers, I hear them as they intend themselves to be heard. Quick sonic sparks in the morning dark, hard at the first work of building the great fire. The soloist rooster in the distance, the cheeping wrens, the stirring, gargling pigeons, getting ready for the work of a difficult lifetime. The first screet of the peahen in the far field, all of it, great tag of sounds, game engaging, even the owls with their turned heads and everything else that is animal. Then, too, the distant thunder of the garbage truck, that lumbering urban wail. Through it all, the mourning doves say, there, there, which is to say, everything is all right. I believe them. They have said this to me ever since childhood. I hear them. I hear them, and I get up. That's Dawn Callers. I love that line. Garbage truck, that lumbering urban wail. Jennifer chimes in with, you need people to nerd out with you over your passions. I agree. By the way, if you haven't seen Jennifer Introvert in Alaska 2025, she has her Tony Robbins videos recently are coming out, and I love hearing her talk about her, what do you call that? I know I have the wrong title in my brain because I was thinking of the first Tony Robbins book I ever read, but Jennifer's so excited and thrilled about the event that she attended recently, and it's so fun to experience that with her. Okay, I'm going to find one more to read. Okay, there's a poem called Believe It or Not, in Praise of Dirty Socks. In praise of dirty socks. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Okay. I know. Okay, so I think I'll read In Praise of Dirty Socks and then Round Robin Letter. And there's a story for me wanting to read Round Robin Letter. So we'll do In Praise of Dirty Socks first. And thank you again for being here, whether you're live or on the replay. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Do you hear that, Jennifer? Mike says, I absolutely love Jennifer's energy. I can feel it coming out of my phone. Absolutely. I'm with you on that, Mike. I'm with you on that. So, In Praise of Dirty Socks by Layla Deneen Shima. Say what you want to stay and never fade. Choose. I consider my daughter's socks strewn on the sofa. Thick cotton, pink with gold threaded hearts, dingy soles, rank. Long ago weeks when chemo pinned me like a butterfly, too nauseous to nag, she cleaned her things like saying a spell, like making a wish. How she forgets, how I strain to remember, how if illness or violence should still her, the empty arms of this charcoal couch would ache. Now the socks draped here quiet my mind as morning wind churns, ferrying amber leaves. That's In Praise of Dirty Socks. And I am fascinated how she just popped that zinger in there that probably none of us were expecting. That's right. We hugged a tree. I forced Kay and Ro to hug a tree. The tree was just too beautiful not to hug. It was begging. It was begging to be hugged. Watch the video. Watch the video and see. It's very powerful. I really, and that's so true. That's so true. That poem is so true. I'm not going to comment anymore on it because I just would rather let the poet's words sit there. And this is the collection, by the way, again, The Path to Kindness, Poems for Connection and Joy. And I would say James Cruz, he has 3. I've read through 2 of these books on these lives. They're really, really good. Okay. Ted Kuzer wrote a poem called Round Robin Letter. This is the last one I'll read, so I'm really grateful that you're here listening. The reason why I wanted to read it, because my mom's birthday is April 20th. I always wanted an April baby. I never got one, but I have her. I have my cousin, both April babies. But this book called Round Robin Letter, my mom and her high school friends wrote a round robin letter, like the girls at her lunch table, from the time they were 18 years old until they were in, I think it was still going. Mom died in her 90s. And how that works is every girl/woman would write a letter and put it in the envelope. And so if there was 10 women in the group, when you got this round robin letter, there would be 10 letters. And every time it came around, you would take your letter out, read all the other letters, and then put your letter in there. So everybody got to experience everybody's letter. Like, instead of having individual correspondence, you could read all of your friends and share all that information, everybody all together. It's just really, really fun. So a round robin letter. Let's see if this, oh yeah, okay. They've all spun down, wobbled, and fallen still in this digital age. Those lost merry-go-rounds of a whole family's news, each recipient, brother and sister, cousin or aunt, adding a page or two written in ballpoint, addressing a fresh envelope, licking the stamps and mailing it on, plenty of time between stops to collect something to say, then to carefully offer it up, school blackboard cursive, a nephew who liked his new job, a chestnut foal born with a diamond-shaped patch on its nose, a good neighbor who'd been found in his barn and been buried in rain. Each envelope fattened on gossip and the family news, then sent on its way. An event for the next addressee. Something special to find in the box by the road, then to carry back, place on the table, and wait. not to be open till part of your part of the family was there. That is round robin letter. He brilliantly described what a round robin letter is. I don't know if any of you have ever participated. I never participated in one, but I loved watching my mom's letter come in, this really thick, fat collection of letters. And handwriting. I love handwriting. I've been thinking lately that I would like to write more letters again. One of my friends who I visited in Nebraska sent me a letter. I'm like, wow, that's so amazing. All right. So I want to thank you all for being here again. Next Thursday, I'll be in South Jersey, so I'm not exactly sure if I'll be able to go live on Thursday, just because I don't know what task I will be asked to do. My son-in-law has some kind of service that night, and my daughter's going to be in San Diego, so Granny's being called into duty. Thank you again. No. You can tell that I'm in North Jersey. See, look, here I am. And I was in New York City yesterday. And if I'm in New York City, chances are I'm in North Jersey. If I'm in Philly or if I'm in Delaware, I'm in South Jersey. So, but I'll be going back there next week. So, I'd like to thank you all so much. Oh, yes, you're welcome. Thank you. I'm so glad you got to hear some poetry today. It makes me happy. By the way, April is National Poetry Month. Just FYI, April is National Poetry Month, so it's coming right around the corner. Thank you so much, and I look forward to catching you on the next video, whenever that is. So thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Yay! Oh yeah, it really was awesome. New York City was awesome, and I have a lot of stories, so I'll be making a video about that too, but down the road. Take good care. Bye, everybody.